What up, everybody? You're now tuned into Candid Conversations. Back again with another episode today. Oh, I got your mic on mute. Let me get your mic off mute. There we go.
All right,
Back
there we
again
go.
with another episode today, man. Got another special guest. Hey, I know this guy, man. I mean, knee high. Like I can't even remember what age we met, man. But I've known you since the knee high, from knee high to the tree high, man. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's popping, y'all? I'm Rashad Hawkins. How y'all doing?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on. So you message me and you say, hey man, I just want to be a part of the show. And I said, no, actually I was like, you got any topics or any specific you want to talk about? He's like, nah, man, just I want to be just a part of the show, man.
I mean that. I meant it. Like I've been watching it for a minute. I remember when you first put it up, and I was listening to you, and I was like, okay, well, he know what he's talking about. He's legit. He's not just saying whatever. He know what he's talking about when it comes to sports. And then like I kept watching episodes, and I kept seeing different people, and you holding your own with these topics. Like you bringing out really interesting topics. You bringing out interesting questions. And I just been a follower, man. I'm happy to say, and I'm proud to say, I'm a fan of your work.
Man, I appreciate that, man. And make that right there is it's funny when you hear it from family. Family. You know how family is. Families like you hear from family like, oh, I like stuff. Like, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
cool. But let's hear from people. Let's hear from people outside of family, man. And when you
Right.
hear from outside of family, from whether it's friends, whether it's just total strangers. I mean, it really validates the work that you put in because even though I'm doing this, and I've said I'm not doing this for money, I'm not doing this for women, I'm not
Right.
doing this for clout, I'm not doing this for any of those things. I'm doing this solely because I know I can do it and I have the talent for it.
Right.
But to hear that, hey, you doing a good job, man. I like what you're doing, man. It's the feeling is second to none.
Definitely. Definitely. Because whether you do believe it or not, you're an artist. You know what I mean? So it's just you're perfecting your craft as you go along as an artist. You're a content creator. So, the more content you do, you'll figure it out and you'll just establish your own lane doing that. So, but I like what you're doing, man, and I'm gonna keep messing with you.
And I appreciate that, man. So, man, you, my brother, are an author,
Yep,
published.
true.
Say three
Self-published.
books, self-published, three books,
Self-published.
man. Talk about these three books.
Pretty much it's poetry. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Like I'm a writer, like straight up and down. But that was the main thing I was working on for a while, poetry. And I perform poetry too. I've been performing spoken word for 3 years in Jacksonville. So that's just my thing. That's my passion. And with these books, I just I found an opportunity and I worked with it. I just created the first book I did. It was just I did that just to say I could do it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I had a friend, well, somebody I knew from high school who got published, and he really. I asked him like, "How did you do this?" And he was like, kind of flaking me off. So I found out his publishing company, and I sent my manuscript in, but they didn't take it. But I found another way to where I could do it by myself. I could do it independent, and I went that route. And with that book, I kind of just put it out. You know what I mean? Like it was stuff I wrote in college, and then when I graduated, so I put that out, and I didn't really get a response. But with the second
Mm.
book, yeah, the name of that book is "Women and Other Catastrophes."
Okay.
Yeah,
I think I saw the cover for that one.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right. And then the second one, I just I got tired of like the people that actually did buy it. They were saying like it's either too dark or it's too deep or it's too, depressive or whatever. So with the second book, I just what's the word? I just had what's the word? I just had to dig down deep because at that point I had realized because I'm an artist now, I didn't think I was an artist. I was just doing poetry. But since I saw that I was an artist and I'm a young black artist, what I do it represents the young black male because I'm a young black male. You know what I mean? So what I do it represents him. If I'm not speaking for him, I'm talking to him. So I had to really make sure I had enough quality in my work. So
Yeah.
that's what happened. That's what happened with the second book. and that was called Pendulum.
Mm-hmm.
And the most recent one I put out, and actually it'll be a year old on the 25th. It's called Making Noise. That one is pretty much I kind of picked up where I left off, because after the second book I kind of took a break, like on writing and performing, and then I got back into it.
Okay.
And for that one, I have 81 poems in honor of Kobe Bryant.
I haven't read. That is something I gotta read, man. I do. Kobe Bryant, and it's
Yeah,
funny.
man.
It's funny, man. I hated Kobe early because I'm a Shaq guy. I
Okay.
hated Kobe early because I was a Shaq guy. That's all. That's the only
fair.
reason. But once Shaq left, and especially once Kobe got older,
Mm-hmm.
like I loved old Kobe, man. Old
Right.
Kobe,
Proby.
grumpy Kobe. Yeah, dude, grumpy Kobe was my favorite because I understood his pain. I understood the grumpiness because I'm a all-star, all NBA Hall of Fame player, and y'all got me out here with these kids wasting my years of basketball.
Smush Parker. You know what I'm saying? Andrew
Ah,
Bynum. Like I'm a three basketball fan, 3-team fan. Orlando Magic, New York Knicks, Los Angeles Lakers.
mhm,
And nobody can quiz me on that at all. I'm not a bandwagon
right.
at all. And them days were there was some rough days, man. Like the Smush Parker, Kwame Brown days, Sasha Vujacic days. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Oh
rough.
yeah,
And then like the Lamar Odom, Ron Artest days, it was good. And
yeah, yeah,
especially because you didn't see that, you really didn't see it coming.
yeah. When they vetoed the Chris Paul trade, I was like, "Are you serious?" I
I was
understand.
waiting on that. I was really waiting on that.
Hmm.
I was like, I really don't want Kevin Garnett to go to the Lakers, but whatever. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? But yeah, it just for that,
yeah.
for that book, that's really what it was about, because I was at 62 when he died.
Hmm.
And so I was just like, man, no, man, I gotta at least do something for Kobe, because I remember exactly what happened that day. I was crying that day.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh crap. Hold on. You froze up. What's up with the internet today? I was having problems yesterday. So hopefully he can come back out and go back in. Let me see. Ah. Well, let's see if we can get him back. But until he comes back, we also got on the docket. We'll talk about Jalen Hurts, Mr. Steph Curry. Speaking of basketball, and we're gonna talk about Devontae Smith. Okay, he went back out. Look, hopefully he comes back in. But man, 81 poems for Kobe Bryant. That's dope, man. I gotta read that and I gotta post it on my page. I mean, Kobe Bryant changed. He changed the Los Angeles Lakers forever. Like he will forever be ingrained in that franchise. I mean, if you say Los Angeles Lakers, you have to say Kobe Bryant, along with Kareem and Magic and Shaq and all those guys. You know, one of the greatest to ever do it. And I didn't like him till he was old. That was the best Kobe. Um, oh man. Oh, well, gotta wait for him. But until then, let's talk about Jalen Hurts. So the Eagles aren't naming Jalen Hurts the starter right now. What they're going to do is they're going to, I guess, have a quarterback competition with him and Joe Flacco, and I would be fine with this if it was anybody other than Joe Flacco, but you really going to sit up here and tell me that Joe Flacco is going to beat out Jalen Hurts? I don't see it. I mean, the chances of him beating him out are very, very slim. And them not naming him, all it is they want Jalen Hurts to make it look like he's going to compete. But Jalen, I told you, quarterback competitions are not real. So the Eagles already know who they want to start, and most likely it's going to be Jalen Hurts. He's penciled in right now. All they're doing is giving Joe Flacco a chance to see if he can unseat Jalen, but he's not going to be able to because he's over the hill. He's old. But that's not happening. But I kind of get it, but it is what it is, man. You see, and also talked about I think on the last show talked about Devontae Smith, the wide receiver from Alabama, and how Devontae he measured in smaller. Oh, wait. Oh, got you back. There we go.
All right, cool. I don't know what happened, man.
Oh, hey, it's good. Hey, I done got used to that. That's done happened to me a couple of times over the last 2 weeks, and so it's kind of prepared me for it. So always have stuff set aside. So when that happens, you get your stuff together, I can just keep going and keep the live going instead of shutting it down or turning it off or whatever.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So we were talking about Kobe Bryant, and you was talking about the 81 poems you did for your third book.
Right. Yeah, I just did that for him, man. I wasn't doing that for cloud or whatever. Like I just did that for him because he meant a lot to me. I'm a big basketball fan, like college, high school, women's basketball. I love basketball, period. And he was a big part of that. So, and just his attitude and approach towards the game is that's inspiring.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I always say that guys like Kobe, Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, guys who the elites of the elites, they have OCD.
Right.
Yeah, they legit have OCD because that drive to be better, that drive to be great, like you have to be obsessive about it. Like, because it's so one thing about it, man, it's so easy to give up and not do it. Like Mr. Leander, who I had on last week, he told me what the average episode length of the average podcast is before people I guess give it up. They get this many episodes in and it gives up. And I told that to my buddy. He was like, what is about 50? 6 to 7 episodes. That's what most podcasts last, only 6 to 7 episodes. I said, well, that makes sense because
I got 8 on mine, so
well, hey, keep going.
Get back on mine, so he kind of got a point. He has a point, but it's not that I gave up. It's just I was focused on other stuff.
Yeah, but you got he say 6 or 7 episodes, so I was like, man, but it makes sense to me because everybody's not consistent,
right.
And you being in the creative sphere, longer than I have. You say you've been performing for the last 3 years. You've been around those people. I know I'm just really getting into it, and I'm not I wouldn't say I am a people person, but I'm a loner. So I've been to smoking.
That's kind of hard. That's kind of hard to believe, bro.
I know, and everybody, it's hard for people to believe that, man. It's funny when I tell people that,
that is you. As long as I've known you, you've always been a bit extroverted. You can move a crowd or rock a crowd. So that's hard for me to believe, man.
Yeah, but what it is that I can do that, but my social meter, it's finite, man. It has a limit, so I could do that. So hey, we'll hang out. We'll go somewhere, I could be the life of the party. I could talk to this person, that person. And then for about 3 months, you won't see me. I'll be in the house. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
okay. All right. That sounds right.
And majority of my, when my mind is my most creative is when I'm alone.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts, it just comes to me. It spins and it goes and things come to me when I'm alone. When I'm in here by myself, I talk out loud to myself. And that has helped me with this right here, so just even coming up with this segment, Candid Conversations, that came to me one day, interviewing artists. I was like, you know what? I know a few rappers and singers. I want to interview them. Let's do that. Now I know a few pastors. I want to interview them, So I mean, I just want to go and go and go, man. But
Mm-hmm.
like I said, dude, it's funny. I'm a loner, but being out here in the sphere, and I know you've seen it. It's so many talented young individuals just like us, like just
And
like us.
in this city alone.
And we talking about just Jacksonville, people, just Jacksonville. I mean, anytime you go out to any event, dude, you will run into talented individuals who are young, they're hungry, and they're dedicated to their craft. The issue with Jacksonville is, and you can attest to this, is that they don't have many outlets for said talent. And so Jacksonville has always had an issue with retaining their talent. So
Mm.
you hear about famous people who are from here. A lot of people you never knew who were from here because they left here and made a name somewhere else.
And that bothers me. That bothers me a lot. That why did we have to leave Jacksonville in order to blow up? To
Yeah.
me, in my opinion, Jacksonville should be second to Atlanta when it comes to talent coming out, music, film, all of that. It should be second to me in the South. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, it's not, and that is a problem. Or or if you can attest to it, or if you can't, you'll see it pretty soon. It's just like being in Jacksonville is like being in a big popularity contest.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we still in high school or something. Like no, man. Like or everybody want to be clicked up, or it's just or
Mm,
just now we in a society to where everybody's for themselves. They want
yeah.
support, but they won't support anybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
that's for me, that's the biggest problem that I'm noticing. It's like everybody they think if you support somebody else, that's gonna take away from you when it's not.
Man, dude, I'm so glad you said that. I talk about that all the time and how, especially, our own people, man. I'll be honest with you. It's been our own people who have given me, I will say, whether it's pushback or just whether it's the runaround, they ghosted me. And these are people who are creatives, man. And people who just, hey, I know it. You don't know me. I'm just starting out. You don't know anything about me. I got this, but I don't care who it is, man. The guy can hit me up today and he's like, man, I've never done a podcast, but I like what you do, man. I would love to come on and talk with you. Guess what? He gonna be on here talking to me, man, because I want to help people out when they need help, man. And that's why I told you about all those no's that I got. A lot of
Right.
them were from our people.
And or it's that where it's like they won't help you because they feel like they can't benefit off of it. You know what I mean? Or they feel like if they give you some game, they give you some advice, like I said, it's gonna take away from them when it's not because we doing something totally different. What you doing, I'm not doing what you doing. I can't do what you do. But at the same time, you can't do what I do.
Right.
You know what I mean? We might be doing the same thing, but we doing it totally different.
Yeah.
And that's another, and it's like with that, when you say our people, yeah, like the first people who was buying my books was white people, old white people at that. Like that's like old hippie white girls, like old hippie white ladies was buying my books. But my people was walking right past me, or they was asking me, well, why you ain't got an audio book? It's stuff like that. Or I
Yeah.
don't like to read or some stuff. It's all of that. You know how that go.
Yeah, I know how that go, man. And one thing our people have to realize is that even if someone is in the same field you're in, there's enough pie to go around. There's enough for everybody, man. It's enough for you to create your own lane and succeed and not have to hold others down or be worried that this person is gaining more than you. Because the
Right.
one thing that you bring to the table, regardless if you're doing the same thing, is they are them and you are you. You're unique. You're individually unique. So even with other
Everybody
podcasts,
eats, B. Everybody
everybody.
eats. Everybody can eat.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, 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 no. You're right. That's it. Everybody can eat, man. And it's sad, man. It's sad, and you wonder, and it's when you look at, and I look at some of the ones who, I'm like, man, I work with you, I'm excited, and then they'll say, hey, B, yeah, 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 we can get some done, and I haven't heard from them,
Right.
still haven't
I
heard
want you to
from them.
chase after them. Like
Yeah,
that you want that like and that don't that's not fair. Like I'm already coming to you like, all right, let's do this. you already got it in your mind, but you want somebody to chase you because you want to feel like yeah, I'm the person that you need. When no, that's not
Yeah,
it. We help
yeah.
each other. This is for each other. It benefits the both of us. But
Hmm.
everybody just want themselves to benefit. Like they want you to they want you to win, but they don't want you to win before them.
And that's a
And
mentality
that's the
we got to
problem.
get out of. Yeah, that's a mentality we got to get out of, man. That's that old, and I hate to say it because you hear it so much, but crabs in the bucket. I mean, it is what it
We live
is.
in Jacksonville. These people love crabs so much, they become crabs. That's real. These people love crabs so much, they become crabs.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. So you still performing now?
Actually, not right now. I'm on a break. I'm taking like a sabbatical. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because actually, the last time I performed, I would have to say was November of last year.
Hmm.
And it's just like it got to the point where you just get tired because like I said, I've been doing it for 3 years. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I was performing like twice a week or twice every other week, and you working. You know what I mean? So it's just, and then 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna perform like early at in the when the show starts. You're really gonna perform like 10:30, 11 o'clock, or 11:30.
yeah,
So you waiting that whole time, and then you gotta get ready for work the next day, and then after a while it just gets tiring. But so and that's just really what I needed, and I wanted to do other stuff. I wanted to focus my energies on other stuff.
yeah, yeah. And mental health days, I am a strong proponent of those things, man. Shoot, at my job, man, I had almost racked up like 270 hours of PTO. Because I didn't take time off. We really didn't have to because I worked for the school, so I worked for the college. So spring break, Christmas break, every major holidays, we were off.
Hmm.
But even then, though, when you need it, you need to take it. So I was like, man, I got to start using these hours, man, because just continue to build up. But I need that time to myself.
Right.
Being able to
You
reset
got
is
right.
important.
You got to be able to sit down, or your body will make you sit down.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh yeah.
main thing. You gotta make time to rest. Like our people, well, our society period has made it like you gotta be working, you gotta be busy, you gotta be moving. Sometimes it's good to not do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's good to just chill. You know what I mean? Like we don't know how to chill now.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, my favorite movie series is Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think it's the fourth one.
Hmm.
When they going through the jungle, they looking for the Fountain of Youth, and Captain Barbosa they slowing down, and he's like march on, you sleep when you're dead. I love that because that's that hustler mentality, man. That's what they say, man. They want you. Hey, what they always I'll use here see celebrities tweet out. We all have the same 24 hours in a day.
Right.
I was I was like, yeah, but I didn't wake up to servants and assistants, sir.
Right.
So my 24 hours is a bit different,
Right. It
sir.
looks
Thank you.
real different. You had time to eat breakfast this morning. I didn't. You had time to take a jog or exercise in the morning before you went to go do what you did. I don't. I got to do it on the fly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. So, but oh, well, I guess we can get into some of these sports now.
All right.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into some of these right here, which I talked a little bit about when you had your issue. I talked a little bit about it, but we're gonna expound on it a little more.
Mm-hmm.
So talked about Jalen Hurts and how they haven't named him the starter over Joe Flacco just yet, and they want to have a pseudo quarterback competition.
Mm-hmm. um, yeah, you know how that goes. Like, I just feel I'm disrespected for Jalen, but I feel I have hope that he'll be starting in sometime early in the season, and we'll see what happens from there. I would like to say if they give him enough time, he could get him to the playoffs. They
Yeah,
like the chemistry with him running the team is very different than when Carson Wentz was playing. So I think they'll give him that opportunity. Once he gets that opportunity, he'll make the most of it. He's a winner. You know what I mean? Like Give him a chance. You saw like people were critiquing his game from last season, but he only played 4 games.
Yeah.
That's not enough. That's not enough film for me to have a an accurate critique of him. It's four
Yeah.
games.
It's 4 games. And remember, man, remember, you have to remember, people have to take this into account, man. He's still learning. He's still learning the intricacies of quarterbacking because what he's known, what comes natural to him, what he does in his sleep is use his legs. That's what he started to do at Bama. And when Tua took over, he developed his passing sitting behind Tua.
Right.
And Nick Saban praised him every chance he got.
Right.
You could tell it hurt Nick Saban to bench Jalen Hurts and start Tua.
Right.
But he praised Jalen every chance he got for improving his passing. And he showed when Tua got hurt, Jalen came in and his throwing the football was totally different spiral on the ball. And he goes to Oklahoma in the system where it's turned out 2 Heisman winners. And he goes in and he rips that up. And so now he's with the Eagles. The kid is going to do nothing but succeed, man.
Just give him offensive weapons, give him an offensive line, and just let Jalen be Jalen. But you know how that is. You know that black quarterback thing. Like, they think all the black quarterbacks are stupid. They should be either wide receivers or running backs. That's the main thing. Like the way they treat any black quarterback that's coming out is totally different than how they treat Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence or even Mac Jones. You know what I mean? Like to me, if he's not the third best, the fourth best, he's the third best. And it is a mixed bag with him, but they don't talk about him how they talk about Fields.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. Like look at when they do the on ESPN when they do like the quarterback, like they had a quarterback watching the film.
Mm-hmm.
Like look at how they talk to the white quarterback as opposed to the black quarterback. They're patronizing the black quarterback every time.
Yeah. Because when it comes to board work,
show his restraint.
Yeah. When it comes to board work, and in the classroom and how the quarterbacks read defenses, it's always been an issue, man. You had Bill Polian who said that Lamar Jackson should switch to wide receiver, which is absolutely egregious. But the same with Justin Fields. Like it's questions about Justin Fields and his supposed attitude. I seen that report probably about a week. Yeah, I seen that about a week ago, man.
What attitude is my question? What's the attitude?
So, but tell me this: have you heard about Mac Jones' 2 DUIs?
No, I didn't hear about that. That is news to me.
Isn't that interesting?
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, he I think it's 2017. He had a DUI, and then he had another one the next year after that. He had 2 DUIs. Yeah, but it wasn't talked about at the time, because he was 4th string quarterback, so it wasn't really talked about at the time. But leading up to this draft process, every prospect is going over with a fine-tooth comb, and it's amazing that I've heard no pundits talk about Mac Jones's 2 DUIs. But you want to talk about Justin Fields' attitude?
Or the new thing today I heard was his epilepsy. Was his epilepsy going to be a problem? Why are we talking about this a week before the draft? Like, I don't get it.
Well, they say teams already knew. The national media didn't know, but teams already knew. And so he informed them that he's been managing it. And like I told Mr. Reed, I said, even with the epilepsy, they brought him in. He's talked to him about it. I said, if you wanted to draft him, say San Francisco wanted to draft Justin Fields at 3, this shouldn't stop you from drafting him at 3. Yeah.
I mean, it's San Francisco. Like, what you want? Who else you have right now? Jimmy Garoppolo? Is that who you depend on right now? Terrible. And honestly, Garoppolo is not really terrible. It's just he can't stay healthy.
No, he can't stay healthy, and I just don't think he is an elite quarterback. No. I think he's a middle of the road. And if you got a running game and you got a great defense, he can be very serviceable.
He's okay. But, good, not great.
Good, not great. But injuries, and he has the weirdest turnovers. Like, that's an issue. That's like Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. Though their turnovers are terrible. Like they make high school mistakes as NFL players, and you can't do that, man. You can't do that. Yeah. So Devontae Smith. So we talked about Devontae Smith. So he was measured at 6'1", 175 at Alabama, and they've been harping on this size. So they did the medical combine. He came in at 6 foot 166. And now it's this uproar. Oh man, he's too small. He's too this, he's too that. And like I told you, I said he's such a great prospect that the only thing they can nitpick is his size. Right. They can't say anything about his game. His game is flawless.
Heisman Trophy winner. I'm not concerned. I am not concerned with Devontae at all. I want to see where he goes. Because he might go late first round. That's the consensus that he going late first round. But I am not concerned with Devontae at all. At all. And
I know one thing.
Really all. I mean, if you act like he's not gonna like have the proper trainers when he gets to the league.
Yeah.
You have no reason to be concerned.
Hey, listen, if he fall to 25, they better run the card up there. Jaguars better run the card up there. He shouldn't fall to 25, but if he does, for some reason, you got to take Devontae Smith, man. You got to do it.
Trevor Lawrence and Devontae Smith. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. We buying the jerseys already. It's a no-brainer.
All right. And I know you know who this is. I know because you don't watch them. Because if you watch the Jaguars, you've seen them twice a year. You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Marvin Harrison. And you know how good Marvin Harrison was. Yeah, he reminds me of Marvin. They're about the same size. I don't know if Marvin may be a little faster than him because Devontae has speed, but he's not. I don't think he's 4'3". I think he's more 4'4". Right. But he reminds me of Marvin Harrison, and they're about the same size.
And what did Marvin Harrison need?
Yeah, hey,
just
Marvin.
Quarterback. Just give me a I guess what you call an elite quarterback. You could. Because Peyton wasn't the elite at first. He had to work his way. People don't like to talk about that. But yeah, especially in the AFC South.
Yeah.
But you know, that's another discussion for another day.
Yeah. For sure. So this one right here. So I haven't talked about this one on any of my shows, and I definitely want to talk about it, but talk about Mr. Steph Curry. You can't question the impact that Steph has had on NBA basketball. Steph Curry has revolutionized the game. Steph Curry basically made it to where players like JaVale McGee, players like
Shaq and the Fool.
Shaq and the Fool. Players like Dwight Howard, even Marc Gasol from time to time. Bigs, he made bigs almost obsolete because in order to defend the type of small ball that Steph Curry and them have come up with, you can't put bigs on the floor because you're just gonna run them. You're gonna run them back and forth. They can't be on the floor, you know. And so with him revolutionizing the game and basically from the three. The point guard position in general, and being a scorer, like he's the greatest shooter of all time. There's not a shooter better than Steph Curry, you know. But they're questioning, you know, where he is amongst the all-time greats. And I hate having discussions like this because even with the LeBron and Michael Jordan debate, it doesn't matter because who's the greatest because they both sitting at the same table,
right?
You know, but for them to the way they question Steph Curry's greatness. And I haven't always been like a rah Steph Curry guy. I've always respected his game, though. You know, I felt like he hot dog a little bit too much for me. You know that he do a little bit too much hot dogging sometimes. But it is what it is. He's good. He's great, and he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be top. He's going to end his career as probably a top 10, maybe top 5 NBA player easily. Easily.
Definitely, I would agree with that. It's just my opinion on Curry is that it's just nobody really wants to recognize him as the greatest shooter. Like when you think of great shooters, you think about Larry Bird, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller. That generation is still here. So regardless if he's putting up all of these numbers and making historical statistics, they only remember or can see those three. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But at the end of the day, when it's all settled, he is one of the greatest players of all time. He's not the greatest, but he's one of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's gonna get to a point where you don't. There's never gonna be a greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Never in
Yeah.
basketball. We're not gonna, because when we get finished talking about Michael and LeBron, it's gonna be LeBron and somebody else. The question is, who is it gonna be?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? With Curry, it's just, what can you say? Like you said, like he changed the game. He literally changed the game. It's just, you got little kids wearing Under Armour shoes.
And them shoes ugly, man. Oh
You
my
know that,
God.
and that's the main reason for why I don't really pay that debate much attention, because from a social aspect, look at what LeBron, Mike, and Kobe did. From a social aspect,
Mm-hmm.
you want to wear Jordan gear, you want to wear LeBron gear, you trying to find the retro LeBrons or the retro Kobe's. Like, you see what they doing with Kobe shoes now.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen this many people trying to wear Kobe's now. The low top Kobe's at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. You see that his wife, she cut off the deal with Nike.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous from a global aspect. Look at those three. Steph hasn't gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
Like you said, Under Armour shoes are ugly. Everything Under Armour does is ugly, but Steph is wearing it. Steph is that's who he signed with. So people are gonna wear it. Kids gonna want it.
Yeah. And
You
the
know?
reason he's signing with Under Armour is it's so pure, man. You like you
Yeah, I
can't hate.
remember that. He's very in tune with his faith, and they
Mm-hmm.
allowed him to express himself through his faith on the shoe. That's
And
fine.
that's yeah. And regardless of how the shoe looks, the fact that he stood on his square and he said, "No, I want to do it my way." I'm going to always applaud that, man, because once you box yourself in and you follow the crowd, you lose your individuality, man.
Right.
You know?
Right. I've never liked the Warriors, but I respect the Warriors because like they actually grew their team from the ground up. You know what I mean? Regardless if you might have had KD or whatever, but the
Yeah.
main core
It.
of that team was drafted. They didn't
Yeah.
pick them up. They didn't trade for them. They drafted them, and they had a belief in them, especially with Curry. If you remember
Yeah.
the Warriors, you looking at Curry like, why did they draft him? Because they had Monte Ellis.
Monte Ellis was my dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Curry, a lot of people forget Curry was very injury prone.
Yeah. Them ankles were
Yeah,
paper
his
thin.
ankles was always was trash, and then I don't know what happened, and he's not, like, if he gets injured, it's not his ankles. I'll tell you
Ha-
that.
Have you heard the story about that? About them the ankles and because and I hope they need to give Mark Jackson his roses because Mark Jackson was there when they drafted Curry, Draymond, and Klay Thompson. He built that team. Steph Kerr just came in and it was already built and he was able to coast. You know, and it's no shade on Steve Kerr, but we're finding out that maybe Steve Kerr might not be as great a head coach as we thought.
He's
Because
not.
we
He's
had all
not.
those horses,
He's
but
not.
like Mark Jackson,
He's
you got to
not.
give credit.
I honestly, this is me. This is my opinion. I honestly believe that they used, they still use Mark Jackson's plays after he left. That's how I feel. I really feel like that. I honestly and truly believe that. Like, when with the first championship they won, I feel like they still used Mark Jackson's blueprint.
Oh yeah,
And there's no
yeah.
way, and there's no way Mark Jackson does not have a coaching job. There's no way.
I talk
Just
about it
like
all the time.
there's no way Sam Cassell doesn't have a head coaching job. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It makes no sense at all. But or Damon Stoudemire. or Jason Kidd. Why are these top point guards, they don't have coaching jobs?
Kid a little different though, because
But no,
he had some
I
issues.
understand that, but still, like, you saw what he did with Giannis. People like to
Yeah,
forget about that.
yeah,
Like, Giannis was just a big man. He made him
yeah,
into a point forward. Now look at
yeah,
Giannis.
yeah. I
People
think
forget about that.
Kid is doing well in his role with the Lakers right now, so hopefully he can get back on it and
Right.
just stay out of stupidness because his issues came off the court, not on the court as a coach, you know. So
Right.
hopefully he can stop that. But story about Steph Curry and those ankles. So Mark Jackson took Steph Curry, supposedly took him to his church and had them basically baptize his ankles and pray over him and all of that.
I
And
mean,
like I mean, and hey, has he had any more ankle? I haven't
right.
seen any more ankle
If it
injuries.
works, it works. He might have had a hand injury or a tailbone injury, but it wasn't his ankles.
It
So
wasn't his ankles, man. It was not his ankles.
I'll
So
take it.
hey, I take it all. I take it all day long, man. I take it all day long, man.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. Okay. So we have about 40 minutes in. So I mean, we cover sports. We talk about your poetry. So um, shoot, we could talk because I know you. We talked a little bit about it, but um,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things I'm passionate about, and once I'm able to, grow the way I want to grow, get the resources I want to get, I
Mm-hmm.
want to focus on, especially the children,
All right.
boys in particular, but children period, especially black boys and black girls, but
Mm-hmm.
our boys need us the most, especially as men,
Right.
one thing about it with not having my dad in the house with me, my mom always kept male role models and male figures around, and I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
your mom did the same thing. We were never able to just be with the girls. Anytime a man came along, and whether it was granddad, whether it was uncles,
Right.
family, friends, whoever, pastors, coaches. Mom, she pushed you out the door, huh? Go,
Right.
get out of here. You don't need to be in here with these women. You need to go over there. You need to
Right.
soak up some of that masculine energy. And I
Right.
think that's what our boys are lacking today, man. They're without direction. They're angry. They're frustrated. They're reading at a fourth grade level. Our boys, and the boys that they emasculate and they demean today is the same boys you're gonna want to be protectors and providers for tomorrow. And if we keep going on this course of action, it's a bleak future, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you need a man to teach you how to be a man. Definitely. Like, a woman can do it, but if a strong woman can do it, I'll rewind that. But you need some type of male figure to lead by example because they are watching you. These kids are watching everything you do, even if they don't know you, even if
Mm-hmm.
they just met you this day. They looking at everything because they looking at you and they saying, "All right, he dressed like this, or he talked like this, or he act like this. I guess that's what I'm supposed to do." You know what I mean? Somebody is always watching you, and you
Yeah.
have to be aware of that. As far as like, it's hard. Period. Being a man, it's hard. Period. Being a black man in this country, on this planet, and it's even harder being a young black boy on this planet because as soon as you're born, you are seen as a threat. You are seen as an enemy of the state,
Right.
and it's very apparent in the powers that be are programming you for prison. They're programming you to incarcerate you.
Yeah.
You
They call it
know,
new plantation.
right? It's a new plan. Like, it's big business.
Yeah.
They need you to be a part of that business that you see no parts of, that
Mm-hmm.
you don't benefit from. And yeah, I just feel like we just have to lead by example, and we just gotta be there, man. Like, and in order for us to lead by example, we have to check ourselves before we talk to them.
That's
No,
that's that's the
that's the
biggie.
main thing. You don't have to be, like, what's the word? You don't have to. You just have to just show them the better way. You have to teach them better than what you were taught. Because we '90s babies. We've seen a lot
Yeah.
from an early age. We've seen a whole lot. We've been exposed to a whole lot that is that we've normalized a lot of wild things that now that's outrageous now.
Yeah.
We've normalized it. We've internalized it. And the way the world is set up now, we grew up in a world that doesn't exist anymore. So we
Yeah,
just
we
have
did.
to, yeah, we our parents prepared you for a world that does not exist anymore. So
Yeah.
we learning this world, we still learning it, we still figuring it out. Even though we
Hmm.
grew up in it, like we changed with it, we still have to learn it. And we have to teach it to the next generation.
Yeah, man. Man, that's powerful. You say that right there, man. You're right. Our parents prepared us for a world that doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, man. Because now, I mean, I call it bizarro world, man. Everything is backwards. Things that were wrong in the past. It's right now. They've changed
It's
it, man.
glorified.
It's glorified. Yeah, you're right. It's glorified, man. Like you look at like I was talking to some guys the other day. I said, as men, we're desensitized, man. I say, dude, I'm 32 and I've seen more naked women than my granddad ever have, and that's through music, movies, social media, all like I've seen way more than he can ever dream of. So now at this point, I say one could walk in here where we were in the gym. So one could walk in here now, and what we're gonna do? Like, man, why you in here with your clothes on? You need to put your clothes back. We're not gonna be gawking like, oh man, I'm trying to get some of that. No, it's
We're
like, put your clothes on. What are you
we're
doing?
we're we're overloaded. Our
Yeah,
senses are overloaded. Like just whatever you want to see or whatever it is under the sun, you can see it and you can see it nonstop. You know, when the protest was kicking off, it doesn't stop. You see it everywhere. You see it on social media. You see it on when you turn your TV on. You see it if you read magazines or if you read newspapers. It's everywhere. You see it. You're not getting away from it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like everything under the sun, everything that we look at, everything we talk about, we're oversaturated with it. Like it's right in front of your face and it constantly goes. It constantly goes. It doesn't stop. And the only way it's gonna stop is if you unplug yourself from everything. And a lot of
yeah.
people don't want to do that.
Mm-mm. They want to keep up with the Joneses, and I said it's very important. And you had touched on something when saying that being able to check ourselves because TD Jakes talks about it. He has a segment called Model Homes, and he said that children usually repeat what was modeled in front of them. So that's why we have to live our lives. Be the example that we want to set. I coach. Coaching high school football. I met some great young men and still in contact with a bunch of them to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And probably about a couple months back, when I started to really start to churn this out and really get serious about this,
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of them reach out to me. Hey, coach, man, I love the podcast. It's a good look on you, man. Keep going. We proud of you, dude. You know how that made me feel? Like, man, that made me feel great, man, because and then that let me know right then and there that these kids are still watching me.
Right.
They
They
watch me
still
every day
watch.
at
I don't.
practice.
Not only are you doing something right, but yeah, like they watching you. Like
Yeah,
they they just watching and lead and watching your example. You
yeah,
know what I mean? That's it. Like that's just really it. Every young black boy who sees you and me, they are watching us. Even if it's like for a little bit amount of time, they only seen us for like 5-10 minutes. They still watching us. They still
yeah,
looking at how we dress. They still looking at how we walk, how we talk, how we carry ourselves. Because if they see that, like I said, they look at us and say, "All right, well, I'm supposed to be like that."
yep, yeah. Oh
Like
yeah.
that's what I'm
Oh
supposed to do. I'm supposed to talk this way. I'm supposed to act this way. I'm supposed to walk this way. And you just have to just have the positive example. At least the most positive that you can have. Because everybody's not a blue collar. Everybody's not I wouldn't even say a 9 to 5 person, but you can be doing wrong, but you can be doing it the right way.
right.
Or you could show, okay, this is what you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's how
and
that goes.
yeah, and I mean, that we're without that because once fathers are removed from the home, man, you lose your teacher of masculinity,
Right.
and masculinity is something that we've been lacking, because
It's being
everybody want to talk.
attacked. It's
Yeah,
being
they.
attacked. You're being told you're in a society now where they are telling you what a man is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Yeah,
not a man telling you this. It's somebody else telling you this.
yeah.
That's the world that you live in. You like, and I don't mean to disrespect any women who might be watching this show. It is women telling you how a man is supposed to be, and men are following
Oh,
that example.
don't get me started on that, man. Oh my God. That's like anytime you ask women, when they describe a real man and what a real man is, it seems to be something that benefits them, which is hilarious to me. It's never anything that benefits the man, like him focusing on himself, him having a standard and holding you accountable for your actions. I've never heard a woman say that. That's a real man.
He
I've
has to do,
always,
he has to do everything. He has to provide. He has to pay the bills. And what do you do? What you
Mhm.
do? You
He
just
has to take you
benefit
at
the
your
man.
worst. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Right. You're
man.
not. You're not. Women automatically want men to change whatever the problem they think it is, and you need to change immediately. But when you have a problem with a woman, you have to work with her. You have to be patient with her, or you
Hmm.
have to act, or you have to ignore that. But she's not
Yeah.
ignoring your problems or your flaws. She's not. She's pointing them out to you, or she's pointing them out to the world.
Yeah. And then even at our age and dealing with women and how things are now, dude, imagine what the teens and early 20s guys are going through. I talk to a lot of those guys, man, and they are struggling right now. I'm talking about struggling right
Because
now.
they haven't. They're watching the example of
Yeah.
of the women that's around them.
Yo, what's up,
It,
Ness? What it
what's
do?
popping, man?
But yeah, no, you're right about that, man. But I mean, for our boys, and masculinity is the key. Masculinity is key because I know you've heard that people talk about alphas and they talk about betas, talk about
They don't know what that
sigma.
is. They don't know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
that is.
and it doesn't. Those things really, at the end of the day, don't really matter because alpha. There's only a few of them anyway, and the system isn't scared of alphas. They're not scared of that. You can be alpha all day long. No, what it is masculinity because every man can be masculine. And that is the threat. Alphas are not a threat. They don't care about that. What they care about is a man being masculine, a man who's standing on his square, a man who is going to tell you no, a man who, he's going to put himself first, you
Right,
know?
right. That's true. Like they don't want masculine men.
Yeah,
That's very true. I
yeah.
will get that. I will agree with that.
Yeah, every little bit of masculinity seems to get snuffed out, and you label misogynist, label, put all of these labels on you, and at the end of the day, it's just it's threatening, the social order and what they want. Because I was, watching the video, and these women were talking about why women are so unhappy today, and they talk about how where they've lost their femininity
Mm-hmm.
because they've been told to operate like men. Basically, throw away everything that's natural about you and copy him because you're better than him.
Yeah.
They've been incentivized and put in competition with us, which is hilarious because if you really think about it at its core, if you really think about it at its core, women were tricked. They were tricked if you think about it at its core because they were in the house. They took care of the kids. They did the cleaning, did the cooking, did those things. And it
Mm-hmm.
seemed like slavery. It seemed like, you see, they told these men out here, they doing this and doing this. You're stuck in here. It seems like slavery. Okay, cool. You want to be liberated. You want things on your own. You want to be able to do this. You want to be able to get a career. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you out the house. We're going to put you in the field right next to the man. We're going to put a harness on you and you're going to pull this plow him. And we're going to tell you you're in competition with him to pull this plow. That's all this is about, man. It's at the end of the day, it's about money.
And it goes back to what you said earlier, where they have been conditioned to think that they are better than men. And in those times, there have been instances where the slave master has consulted with the woman before he's consulted with the man, the slave woman and the slave man. So if
I
you
can
or
know.
you put her in certain positions, and I'm not trying to say use this as a power struggle, but that is what's happening now, to where women are seen as better than men.
Yeah,
There's a reason why they have a slogan, the future is female. There's a reason for that.
yeah,
You
I've seen
know,
that so many places. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, you're right. There is a reason for that, and all it is, man, all it doing is it's not about your liberation, ladies. It's not about you getting out here and getting it, becoming bosses, becoming CEOs, and being able to compete with men. All it is that men, men and women, single people, when people are saying when women are single, they spend more money. Period. They do. It's already been proven. Is the stats back it up that when black
consumers.
women, yeah, when black women pair with black men, and probably women in general, when they pair with men, they spend less money because we know as men don't spend money like that. We may flash every now and then to get things here and there. You got those guys who are flashy, but when we do spend money, what is it on? Who is it on, and what is it for? It's usually for women when
Right.
we spend that money.
Everything
So
you do, everything you do is geared towards women. As a man, everything you do is geared towards women.
yeah,
Everything. You if you didn't have to work, you wouldn't. But the
you
main
wouldn't.
reason you work is you want to impress a woman. I
Yeah,
mean, of course you want to be independent. Of course you want to have your own. But the main thing you want to do is impress a woman. You
yeah,
want to take her somewhere. You want to take her out of town. You want to buy her stuff.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the main thing. Or you're flashy so you can attract a woman or a certain type of woman.
yeah, yeah. And the government knows, man. The government knows that now things have gotten to the point where it's that we're in what they call the two income trap, where now you can't support. Back in the day, granddad could work at the steel mill and support a family of five comfortably. Now, dude, if you don't have two incomes coming in, y'all in trouble. Most
Not two,
households in trouble.
not two, multiple. You need to have multiple, not just two, three, four, five, six. You need to have multiple. Inflation, the cost of living is steadily rising, and the pay rate isn't.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's inflation.
yeah,
As the years go by, as the months go by, the cost of living is steadily rising,
yep, yep. And so,
and the pay isn't. That's why you see so many restaurants, they have hiring signs, because nobody wants to do that.
mm-hmm,
Breaking your back for what?
right, right. And I seen this guy, he was talking about it, and he was saying how, you know, men have smartened up. And so now more of them have left marriages, they've left relationships, they left dating, and they focused on themselves and they're focusing on other things. You say, but even with that being said, because child support and divorce is how the government can sink their get their claws in the men's pockets. Child support alone, we do a whole episode on child support and how child support is just, it's not about the kid. Child support has never been about the
Never
child.
been about the kids.
Never been about the kid. And
It's
then
never it's
divorce.
never been about the kids, because like, look on your social media when they're talking about single mothers. A mama's gonna make it work. She's gonna make it happen. You know what I mean? That's that. Even if she didn't have it, she's gonna make it work or make it happen for that child.
Yeah.
But it's never been about the child, isn't it? Child support has never been about the child at all. It's
Yeah.
never been.
Divorce is incentivized. And they talked about how the women who the way women get money and how they get majority of their money, it's not from working and it's not from careers. It's from child support and it's from divorce. That's how majority of women get their money. And that's still prevalent today. And so men have slowly started to figure that out. And like they say, over half of black men are single and childless. That shocked me because the book on us is that we spread our seed everywhere and we're deadbeats and we just leaving kids everywhere. And then with marriage, marriage is not a good deal today. It's a bad contract. It's something that need to be revised and revamped. So now that you can't get the money from those two things, they said that a bachelor tax is coming.
Mm-hmm.
They say you man, you live alone, whatever. They say a bachelor tax is coming because single men don't buy houses. Yeah, they don't.
If
Single
he
men.
does, it's because he is impressing a woman or he's trying to prepare himself for a family.
That's
But
it.
with marriage nowadays, a lot of people they won't admit it, but they don't want no marriage. They want a wedding.
That's it.
A lot of people just want a wedding. You don't care about. You don't want to. Do you know what a marriage means? Do you know what a commitment like that means? I don't think you do.
No.
I don't think
No.
you do. Or you try to bring up like what happened back in the day with your grandma and your grandparents. They always like to use this excuse. Well, yeah, granddad was providing, but he had another family across town or something like that.
Everybody granddaddy wasn't like that.
That's not always true. That's not always true. Sometimes, or let's not get it twisted. All of our grandparents were into wild stuff. They didn't have no phone.
That's why Junior don't look like everybody else in the family because grandma was with the milkman or the gardener and all of that, man.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just, but they always put the blame on men.
Yeah.
Like all of our ancestors, they weren't all saved and sanctified. They were doing outrageous stuff too, wild stuff too. It wasn't talked about.
Yeah.
It wasn't put on Front Street.
Yeah. See, Nesco say I look at it a little different. He said, to me, women were deceived and still being deceived to this very day. Started with Eve. That's what we said, Nesco. That's what we said initially. I don't know if you probably didn't come in on that part, but I said that they've been deceived. They've been tricked. They've been told that getting out of the house and going, being like a man and going, competing, getting a career, buying a house, buying cars and buying all these material things is liberation. But it's not liberation. All it is that no, we want to get you out the house because we want you making a wage and we want you paying into the system. That's all it's about. Yeah. But yeah, man. I don't know, man, because right now at the rate we're going, marriage is dead and it's not coming back. It's not coming back.
It's dead. I wouldn't say it's dead. I would say it's dying. I try to, with stuff like this, I try to have, and this coming from somebody, I never saw myself married. That's never been a goal. That's never been a goal of mine at all. Like, that's just never something I thought about or say, yeah, when I get married, I'm going to do this. That's not my story. But I have seen people around my age that are married and they making it work. You know what I mean? Like, I have hope. I have hope for the future. I have hope for our generation that we right some wrongs, or if not our generation, the next generation. I still have hope. Like, it's not looking good at all, but I still have hope. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, it might sound cliche and corny, but I believe in love. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen like the power of love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just when you see it, you gotta have hope. It gives you some type of hope, some type of faith. It's not big, but it's still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm more of a pessimist when it comes to these things because even though I do see friends and family who are married and they have successful marriages, but I look at what's coming, like even with our generation, and then what's coming behind us, man. These girls are selling themselves on the open market starting at 16 years old, man.
OnlyFans. The dating scene is terrible. It's just everywhere you go. Like, somebody got an OnlyFans. How am I supposed to take you serious when I could just pay $20 and see you every month?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why should I work hard to date you or try to pursue you? What's the point?
I got you right on my phone. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So now you got girls who are selling themselves, and then you got feminine weak boys. I mean, that's just that. It's it's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough, and suicide rates in boys are 3 times as high as the girls. And nobody know that's one thing nobody's really talking about, man. See, Nesco say now the flip side to that is when something has been done to you for so long, you then master what's done, then become the doer of it. Women are the most deceitful creatures on the planet, and society constantly gives them tools for the game. Oh man, nobody manipulates better. Nobody. Manipulation 101. There's a woman teaching that class, man, because one of the things they use to their can use to their advantage to manipulate us, and it's something that they've discarded, and I say it's their superpower. It's femininity, dude. And you should know this. There's nothing better than a feminine woman to me. Like a feminine woman come up to me, hey, can you help me? Yes, man. What you need? I got it. No, you don't know. You don't need to lift that up. I got like it's just different, man. But when you come, I got it. I can do it. I can do it. I got it.
and I'll let you do it.
Yeah,
I'll let you do it. Like, I mean, everybody's offended by everything now. We live in a very PC world, so you have to assume things before you even open your mouth. You know what I mean? And nowadays, it's like you can't really. Tell me what is a masculine man or a feminine woman? Everybody uses these energy terms all loosely. Like somebody has masculine energy or feminine energy. You just I don't know what to believe or what to pinpoint now. Like I don't know. Like I let people tell me what they want me to know so I can react accordingly.
yeah, right. Because the definitions that they have of things today, man, I when I look at it, I was like, well, that's not the image that I had growing up, man. That's
Right.
not what was taught to me. That's not what I saw. No, that's not. My granddad was the epitome of masculinity,
Right.
and I don't see that today. My
But
grandmother,
everybody has a different opinion or a different example of these things. Either they
yeah,
have a different opinion of masculinity or they have a different opinion of femininity. It just depends on the person, to be honest, and the
yeah,
experience.
yeah. But to flip it and have women become masculine and want men to tap into their emotions and become feminine, no, that's not the order of things. That's not how it goes. And as long as we continue to do that, it's going to get weirder.
That goes back into what you said about manipulation, because a lot of men won't be emotional because when they have been emotional to a woman, she has used that against them when she is mad at them.
Yeah,
It happens. It's
yeah,
happened.
all the time, all the
So
time.
that's pretty much that. It's that hesitancy because of a bad experience.
Yeah, 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 man. You're taught. Oh, let's see what Nesco say. He say I saw a young female reality show dedicated to her having a fake booty and deceiving dudes into thinking she's shaped this way.
What show is this? What show is this?
What? Yeah, what show is that, Nesco?
What is
Because
this? So I can do research for myself.
what in the world, man?
What show is
And
this?
that's that, dude. And I know you pay attention to this too, man. But women got to love themselves, man. Dude, I don't know about
People,
you,
period, have to love
people,
themselves.
period. But
Like, yeah, women have
these,
to do that. Women have to love themselves. They don't. They don't. I won't say they don't, but some don't because they paying attention to what another woman does when she don't even do that. It's so
right?
it really goes back to social media. It really goes back to social media.
Yeah,
You want to
I do.
look, you want to act like somebody else, some Instagram star or somebody, or a rapper or a singer or whatever. You want to act like them, or you want to like you don't even know who you are because you're trying to be somebody else.
Yeah, and you can attest to this. When you out and about, when you say you going out to a nice restaurant, a club, or any social gathering where there's people, The
Mm-hmm.
women that stick out are the ones that don't have all the fake up, the lashes, the long weave and stuff. Those are the women who stick out to me now. I see those women from a mile away. When you
Mm-hmm.
got all that stuff on and you looking like these IG models, now you just look like a caricature. You just look like everybody else. You blend in with the crowd.
I just chalk it up to you're not their target audience.
Mm.
Right. I'm not they you're not their target audience. They ain't your target audience. Perfect relationship.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll look it up. It was actually about people getting their butts done, and she was one of them. Mm.
Okay, man. Yeah, let me know what that is. Let me know the name of that so I can check that out.
Shoot, that's like what Salt and Pepper. Pepper from Salt and Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you see, she got her butt done, and it got botched. Like they botched the job, and she said she couldn't sit on her butt for like 3 months or something like that.
Well, Salt and Pepper, that doesn't surprise me because Salt and Pepper nothing good is going to ever happen to them until they do right by Spinderella. So
Oh,
that's just that.
yeah, and then she's like 50 or something, man. Like,
Right.
let yourself get old. Like, I do. I am going to embrace old age, man. I don't know about you, but I'm going to embrace old age. I want me some high khaki shorts that come up by mid thigh. I'm
Nah,
gonna have me. I'm gonna put some suspenders on and have me a white beat on up under it. I'm gonna
right.
have socks up to my knees with my sandals on.
You gonna
I'm
look
gonna
like
have my
Mr. Brown?
bifocals.
Mr. Brown.
Bifocals. Yeah, but hey, there it is. My bifocals gonna be down here. Hey, I'm gonna be sitting on my porch. Like, dude, I'm ready for that, man. I'm ready to embrace
Mr.
that, man. You
Brown.
know.
Come on, man. Come on, Mr. Brown. But no, I mean, I would just love to be old. I would embrace that when I get to it. I never thought that I would have an older age or be in an older age, but now I'm looking at that. I'm visualizing that. And I want that. I want to have grandkids. I want to be this dirty old man with dreads and tattoos everywhere. He's just cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And just living. You know what I mean? Just living good.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. So uh, that's one thing, man. I want to do, man. I want to keep living, regardless of what happens, man. I want to keep living because I want to see. I want to see what's coming. I want to see what's ahead of me, man. And life is
Definitely.
a journey. Life
Definitely.
is a journey, man, and it's
Definitely.
what you make it. And I just want to be here as long as I possibly can to see the fruits of my labor, man. Because as long as I'm here, like this right here, I don't see envision me doing anything, not doing this, and not even talking about just this podcast, but just going into television and entertainment, period, man. Because when I hear about other writers, I love hearing about other writers because English is something that I love. Writing is something that I love. Being able to pontificate the way I do and the way that you do, man. I think
Right.
it's a dope thing, man. And I love it. So, and I now that I see it, I know that these talents could take me into other things. So, I'm going to use it. I'm going to pimp this talent for all it's worth, my brother.
And you should. And you should. Like I said, man, like I'm not just saying this just because we grew up together or whatever. I'm saying this because I admire your talent. I respect your talent. I respect what you're doing. Like you said, and I love other writers. I support other writers. You know what I mean? Iron can sharpen iron. So I'm with you, man. Like you're doing your thing, just keep doing it. You know,
Yeah,
you already
man.
got the direction, you got the idea of what you want to do. Just go for it, dog. It's yours.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I got to get those books though. That's what I got to get. I got to get all three, my brother. So I
Okay.
will. I can send me them links, and I'm getting all three.
It's on Amazon. All three are on Amazon. Or if you would like, I could personally send it to you. I could personally bring it to you. If you're from Jacksonville, I'll bring you your book. I don't care where you at in Jacksonville. I'll bring it to you. But if you're not, just hit the Amazon link. Just type in Rashad Hawkins and you'll see all three of my books.
Yeah, it is, people. There it is. Where can they follow you on social media?
On social media, you can follow me on Rashad Hawkins with Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Rashad is on a Rampage 3. That's all together. And if you still have Tumblr, I don't know if you do, because I still get on my Tumblr. Rashad is on a Rampage. That's all together.
Okay, I mean, I ain't been on Tumblr in so long, man. I
I mean,
still love Tumblr.
I still get on there every now and again, not as much as I used to, but
You gonna make me get on there now?
I still keep it. I still keep it. So yeah, just Instagram is Rashad is on a Rampage 3. Um, my Facebook is Rashad Hawkins. You'll see my face, and my Tumblr is Rashad is on a Rampage as well.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Oh
What's your
man,
Tumblr?
I didn't see Nesco say. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Say, wow, my comment just got flagged by Facebook for women being deceitful. Wow, I'm not shocked, Nesco. I'm not shocked. I've seen people get their comments flagged for stupid stuff, man. So that's not shocking to me that they
You
flagged your
lucky
comment.
ain't put you in Facebook jail.
Yeah, I know. He's a Tumblr as well. Yeah, I haven't been on Tumblr in a while, Ness. Yeah, it's been a long
Yeah,
time, man.
it has changed a lot, but I still go on it every now and again. I will
Yeah,
say
once
that.
what Yahoo bought it. Yeah, once Yahoo bought it.
It went you if you know about Tumblr,
Yeah,
you know.
it went.
So
Yeah,
we not
it
even
went
gonna talk
down.
about that. But yeah, it just
Yeah.
it changed. But I still have my Tumblr. I've had my Tumblr for I want to say it'll be 9 years in November.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
man. But man, I appreciate you for coming on with me, man. Give me a bit of your time. And man, this is a great conversation, man. I always love to, you know, talk, especially somebody who thinks, not even necessarily think how I do, but think about things and think on the level to where you think logically and you're not a sheeple. You're not one of these the drones where people just buy into everything
Right.
CNN tells them, buy into everything Fox News tells them. you
You
know
got it. I mean, you just have to be. I don't like using the word woke. I like using
hmm
the word aware
yeah
because to be aware is to be alive. So that's just what it is. Like you got to be. You could be woke and not doing anything. You could just be up, but you have to be aware. You have to know what's going on. You have to know what's going on in the world. You have to know what's going on in your city. You have to know what's going on in your neighborhood. You just have to be aware of your surroundings and your environment.
yeah yeah man yeah man so I appreciate you. Hey, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. You see all my stuff down here at the bottom, all my information, my YouTube. Check out the YouTube, IG, TikTok, all of that. Because I post clips from pretty much all my shows on pretty much every platform. Twitter every now and then I'll do it. I don't do it as much, but every now and then on Twitter. But TikTok is filled with those, and even it's clips that I don't upload on Facebook and Instagram that's on TikTok. So check out the TikTok. It's there. It's growing. You know,
I'm about to
I,
follow you on Instagram, man. Instagram, I'm about to subscribe on your YouTube.
okay, I appreciate that. Hey, as soon as it comes up, I'm following you back, my brother.
All right. Let me look.
Let
I'm
me-
trying to see the Instagram name again. It's Teddy 3PO or what is it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Teddy 3PO. Yeah,
All right, I
Teddy
got you.
3PO.
As soon as we
Yeah,
get off,
man.
I'm about to follow you.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you
When's
for
my
having
next
me,
show?
dog.
Oh, anytime, brother. Anytime. I can't think of when my next show is. It might be Monday, but we'll see. I might have something cooking up tomorrow because anybody could contact me. And when somebody wants some of my time, man, and they want to come on, hey, I'm gonna make time for them because you want to come chill with Brandon, man. That's so special to me, man. I appreciate y'all for that.
All right. I mean,
Yeah,
you got
man.
it's dope, bro. You got a dope show. Who wouldn't want to be on this show, man? Like, and you got, like I said, you got like nice guests on here, and you holding your own with your guests. Like, it's it's dope. That's really all it is. That's all I can say about it, man. It's dope. Like, I can't help but keep giving you your props, man, because I remember watching the first episode, and I was like, all right, okay, he got some here. You know what I'm saying? Like, he know what he talking about. Then I would notice. all the other episodes, I'm like, okay, he's still doing it. I might scroll past, I ain't gonna lie, but I still see that you doing it.
Yeah.
And then like I'll stop and come back because you are consistent. Like if I don't watch a show tomorrow, I know you got one coming the next day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just simple as that. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. Keep being consistent, and it's gonna work out.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that so much, man. We're gonna wrap it up here, man. I appreciate it. Hey, hold on for me. Don't click off just yet. I'm about to click off this live. But man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back with another video, man. But we out of here, man. Peace out.
Peace and love, y'all.